Hey there, guys. Today we're just gonna be basically continuing with what we were working with. Others were wondering what I was using for my the recorder. I'm using Camtasia Studio. You basically just have to go check that out. So let's just hop up back in. This is part two. We're just gonna continue what we had. So I had made rounded edges off the submit button. Your text tool. Don't put it in, don't put the text directly, don't text directly actually on the rounded image, because it's just going to basically follow the pattern, and I don't want it to follow the pattern. I just want it to be just straight horizontal text. Okay, what I want to do is put the submit button. Submit. Okay, let's pull that up there a bit. And basically the submit button, I think the submit button would look a lot better if it was a very strong white kind of color. You see, just pops up a bit, just to give it like a better view. Oh my god, 39 pixels. I meant to put 30 pixels, and then it went all the way. Just, I'm using the, like I said in the previous tutorial, I'm using my up and down key arrows to just basically get the best. Okay, so my rounded, I want to make my rounded this rounded triangle bit to pop up a bit, to like, I just don't want it to be basically a flat image like everything. So you right click on your rounded, try a rectangle, and then click on blending options at the very top. Go to the bevel. The bevel is too much, so you just reduce it a bit. I just don't want it to be that much. You can also increase the size, you see, and you can soften it. Okay, I want to give this maybe a shadow as well. Oh, no, even a text. You can add textures to that. Then click on the texture. Um, Make sure preview is selected so that you can see the texture that you had selected. You can up the scale a bit, as you see here. You can decrease it. I'm just gonna make this a bit bigger. So I want an inner shadow. If you want, you can put an inner shadow for it as well. You can reduce the opacity. I just want to have a slight inner shadow. I know this is a bit small, and I know it's not that much, but when you like actually are evaluating all your work, it'll be very worth it. You actually see that it would have actually made a very big difference. Okay, perfect. Our submit button is now good. Okay, and don't forget as well to group these elements. I want to name this group as the contact form. Contact form. The contact form. Basically, it's just the sign up form, so I'm just gonna call it the contact form. And don't forget to close your top layer, your top element as well. Well, the contact form is within the contact group, right? It's in the top elements group as well. So location. This is just gonna basically save you a lot of time when you're doing a project, grouping them. Okay. I'd lock that and lock that. Put that in there. Okay. Oh, and the about us, don't forget that as well. I'll just go put that in there. Yeah, I'm sure that's alright. Okay. Close that. Okay, well, let's zoom back in. I think what we can do as well is make our text pop up a bit. I think this text, you can actually improve it by giving it a black color, because I don't think it'll be that noticeable since we're using all white around it. Black. Not an actual black color, but I just want it to be a bit noticeable. No. I think the color is perfect. I like working pixel by pixel. When you're doing also designs, never be satisfied with your work. I'm not saying don't be satisfied, but I'm saying you have to evaluate it as you're moving forward. You have to look at your work and judge it pixel by pixel. Each and every color scheme has to be the same. The top and bottom, they all have to be the same. Each and everything has to be perfect. All the color schemes have to work in a perfect combination. Because if you got if you're using a variety of colors like green, blue, red on just one page at that time, it'll be very confusing to your to people that are visiting your site. So make sure you don't use a lot of color schemes, as I think it'll confuse people. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna make that 60 pixels. 60 pixels. Okay. Okay. This is what can I call this page? Oh, by the way, when you're making your groups as well, let me just delete that first, because we had those previous groups. I'll close that group, create a new group, and name that other. Well, that's what I just called it really. So then I'll add some text into that. Since it was below when you saw when I was typing, my text was underneath the the top elements group. That's why it wasn't coming up. But now, when we type it in, it'll basically just come up like that. So what you need to do is say need an account. Okay, it might take a little bit more time for mine to pop up, because my I don't really understand, because my computer has been really slow, and it's got a lot of content on it as well. So I think it's getting in the way. But yeah, I'm just going to, with my part-time job that I've got, was just something I just use. I also go to college as well, so just try to balance that as well. So need an account. So what we're gonna call this is sign up here. Sign and sign. Has to be what can I say, a bit smaller, the bottom part, so that they're able to read and you won't confuse, because you can actually confuse the eye, and just setting up in different combinations can actually help you navigate through this. And in my previous channel that I had, that I'd lost, because I had a previous channel that at least 5,000 subscribers on there. They asked me what my plans were after for web design and everything. Well, basically, I'm just gonna be doing I want to do user interface design. That's what I want to do. Okay, sign up here. Top it up a bit. Sign up here. Okay. Take that. I think that's okay. I think that's good. Yeah. Let me just change. Yeah, that's alright. And make sure you use the same text color. Text. When you're doing a web design, you need at least use 2 to 3 types of font, more than different types of font. Because if you use a lot of font, you're basically going to confuse whoever's viewing your web design or whatever. It only takes and if you're getting into this web design field specifically, or graphic design, I advise you to study photography as well. You don't need to go. Well, this is my personal opinion. You don't need to go to college to learn web design. Well, it depends. If you're going freelance, yeah, I don't think it'll be necessary. If you think, I don't think it'll be necessary going to college and getting a degree. But if you're specifically aiming for specific type of companies, I think a degree of some sort would be necessary. But there's a chance you might get a job from if you don't have a degree or anything, but your work has to speak for itself, or portfolio. And another thing, you have to work on your portfolio as well. Okay, I think that looks great. mm, okay, what we need to do as well is, you can see, I want to put icons on the top of my home page here. I want to put icons there. I'd previously made icons in Adobe Fireworks. Like I said in the previous episode, you should make your shapes. Your shapes should be ready for the top banner. Okay, I think that looks great, but I'm going to improve it on later on. Here, what I'm doing this year, as you're working right now, I advise you to be working on your portfolio. Okay. Okay. Let me close this group and then open the top elements group. Okay. Yeah, that's all right. Sorry, let me just close that. And then let me just basically start importing all my elements in my icons. Well, you click on the rectangle tool here, and then let me just open that. You click on the custom shape tool. I think it's just Control U, and then go to the top right corner here, click on it. It just load, because I've got a variety of shapes in there as well, so it'll take a bit of time, because I make all these elements, I'd made them myself, and just put them aside for